And we're live.
You can put your sunglasses on.
They're so dirty.
You look cool.
All right, let's
Do you wanna fall
intro.
out?
Let's go.
Okay. Hi guys, and welcome to Lousy Advice Gone Abroad. I can't remember how I do my intro. No one really cares about my intro anyway. Basically, I'm
get
the
the
head of
intro then.
Lousy Advice.
You've given it, you've taken it, you've shoved it. And a lot of podcasts dish out lousy advice. You thought, why not add to it?
Yeah, I'm so good at this. I'm Holly. I'm the CEO of the Lousy Digest, which is what this is. And then here is my, oh my goodness, my tiny weenie little intern isn't looking very tiny because he's been put on
I
a
was
big
actually
chair.
just thinking I'm actually looking quite small.
Oh, maybe you shrunk when you've gone abroad.
6'2", pretty good looking, pretty clever,
Yeah,
pretty
anyway.
emotionally intelligent.
In your actual dreams, sorry,
What?
you've got the emotional intelligence of an ant.
No, I've got high EQ. That's what
you know-
people say about me. They say, oh, Rory Toft, high EQ.
I saw this girl on TikTok and she was saying how her and her boyfriend have got these like rules, like things they do in the relationship that makes it work. And all these videos do is make me feel like shit because I'm like, babe, why are you not sending me flowers over here and over there and doing all this weird shit? But also, if he was
What?
doing
I
that
do
shit,
get you
I'd have to do
flowers.
it.
So, because quite often we'll go to Lidl to get some food,
Yeah.
and then I'll be buying the shop. Holly will just add in some flowers. It's like, and then I've bought them for you.
That
'cause I'm
doesn't...
paying. So I do actually buy them probably most weeks for you.
We split everything 50-50 more or less. And you're just saying that when it's your turn to buy the shop, sometimes
but
that's
these
when I'm putting
flowers
the
will
weekly
appear,
flowers
and
in.
I think, what? Like, I didn't sanction this. I'm paying for this. Why am I buying flowers all of a sudden?
And you're trying to say that's something that you should be one of those TikTok videos, but I'm so good because you're allowing me to put some flowers in the basket.
I'm getting you. I doubt people are getting flowers on a weekly basis for their other half. So
No, but they're getting it for like stupid shit. Like
pat on the back for me, please. Thank you.
No, but some people are getting them. They're like, oh, my boyfriend saw that like I managed to, I don't know, clean the bath. And they're like, I got you some flowers. Like you don't have it's something very menial. Like I've picked my nose in a nice way.
So if you cleaned the bath,
Yeah.
I would get you flowers if you cleaned the bath. You've never cleaned the bath.
Yeah, that is
What
fair.
I've actually had to do is get on my hands and knees and pull out an unholy amount of rotten hair that can only have come from one person that lives in our house, and it's not me.
It's probably your
And then-
pubes.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
long.
brilliant. Yeah. Whoa. What was that about?
Sorry, I think these sunglasses, for audio listeners, I've got sunglasses on and it feels like there's a barrier between me and the camera. But also,
Yeah, what
it's
was
giving me
that?
an alter ego.
Yeah, it does seem to be. I feel it a bit as well. Holly's given me her sunglasses. I actually can't see because they're so dirty. And I feel like that's also given me this barrier. But I'm actually not choosing to act on it and be horrible. I'm actually using it as a shield from the abuse that's coming through from you.
Okay, so actually, I also want to say that one thing I'm very good at is I can always argue my case. And I learned this from my dad. My dad says I'm good at it. And that's why when me and my dad argue, it just ends in turmoil because we both know how to chat shit long enough to get the other person to back down. A great manipulation tactic if you're in the market for one. So you've just said that I'm the problem because I'm getting really long hairs in the bath and you're having to clog them out.
Yeah, maybe I should be getting the flowers because I'm the one that's cleaned the bath.
But I want to say the reason, right, that I've got this long hair that clogs the bath is because you said before you prefer my hair long and you probably wouldn't like my hair if it was a bob.
No, I wouldn't say that. And I've always said I love you any which way that you come. And
you wouldn't love me if I went brunette.
I would.
Not as much, would you?
Not as
Admit?
much, but I would love you. I think you said I wouldn't love you. Obviously, yeah, obviously it would be less.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't love you if you were brunette either.
Well, there we go then.
But I've kept my hair long because
What about when
you
I've
like
got-
long hair. So that is what you should handle is trying to get it out of the bath. Like that's the least you could do, King.
You're not doing that for me though. You're
I
doing
am.
it. You've not got long. You had long hair before you met me. You didn't grow your hair.
Yeah, because I was trying to
out.
find you.
You've actually got shorter hair than when I met you. So
Yeah, it's because you
I don't
cut
think
it
your
badly.
argument stacks up. Actually,
Right, this I don't
I
know
think
what
that
the
I
hell
win,
we're talking about here.
you lose.
Anyway, we're currently in Las Vegas. Oi, oi.
We've just arrived.
Yeah, we've literally just arrived. We've just touched down in this ridiculously posh hotel room. When we got here yesterday, Rory was like, we can't get used to these nice things. Like, because obviously we're in LA, not because we're twats, well, also because we're twats, but because I was invited on a brand trip with Adobe, right? This isn't sponsored. I wish it was.
Oh my God. Imagine if we were announcing our first sponsorship.
Oh, that would be the dream. This is still an absolute money drainer. So don't worry, we're still hustling. Anyway, this was part of the hustle because I do make money as I'm an influencer. I make money out of doing brand deals. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello
Get
everyone. I do make money.
I make serious cash, babe.
Yeah.
But
I don't make any.
No.
I'm just an intern.
So basically, I'm taking on more brand deals, which is how I make my money across Instagram and TikTok, that are then kind of meaning that we're not making as much of a loss on this. But I don't like doing loads of brand deals because I think it ends up, you don't want to end up just being like a walking advert. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm doing more ads to try and cover the immense
walking
cost
advert.
of
I can
the
just see.
podcast.
I can see like cutting to next week, and we are both wearing like full. I don't know, like some branded stash from head to toe. We take back what we said about the walking advert.
Yeah, that's so true, and I actually will support it. So Adobe basically were like, we want to fly you to LA to go to Adobe Max, which is their conference, and I was like, oh my God, this can't be real. And they paid me as well to do it, and I was like, this is actually insane.
Yeah.
So then I said, can I bring my little intern? And they said, yeah, fine. He's not allowed in most of the areas.
Yeah.
They were like, you can bring him, but he can't come to, like, there was loads of nice like influencer lounges or like breakout spaces, but he wasn't allowed into them. So obviously I wasn't going either. I stayed with the intern.
Sorry, you weren't going either. That is not true.
What?
Ollie left me most nights to go off to these influencer things.
Oh, everyone knows I wouldn't do that.
I had to stand there and just make small talk with people about the new Adobe features. I didn't know anything about it.
He's obviously
I just went back
shit.
into business mode.
No, I feel like everyone that's watching this that knows me would know there is no way I'd be in those influencer lounges making combo because I'm not very good at that. But that's the reason we came to LA, because they paid for our flights, right? So that got us here. But then we were like, well, we're never going to be here in another element. Like, we're not going to ever come here on our own.
Once in a lifetime, let's make the most of it.
Yeah. So then we thought, we might as well be quite funny to go to Vegas as well. So that's why we've just got here. But we also stayed a little bit longer in LA, and we thought we'd talk you through our time here because it's obviously tragic. Like,
well, I think, no, I don't think tragic's the word. I think on the topic, or the name, sorry, of the podcast, I think it was pretty lousy. There was a lot of lousy things that happened.
Yes.
And I'm sure people listening to this can then learn from all the lousy things we did on how not to have a lousy time on holiday.
Yeah. This is basically, this week's episode is Lousy Advice. If you want to have a pretty embarrassing time in LA,
or
then
anywhere.
listen to what we've
think
done.
Just anywhere. I think a lot of what we've done can be translated to wherever you might go.
Yeah.
Be it LA, be it Lincoln, I don't know
Stoke.
Or Stoke.
Because we've definitely, like, you know, when people say you've got to make the most of it. Have we made the most of it?
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I get confused.
How do you think we made the most of it?
What, being in LA?
Yeah.
I think we did most of the things that people do, I think.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I had a good time.
That was so squeaky.
Yeah.
Would you come again?
Would I go back to LA? I would go back. I wouldn't. Yeah,
I wouldn't avoid it.
Well, I mean, I am actually going back there this week to fly home. So yeah. But I mean, following that, I would definitely go back to LA. I think it's a really nice place, but there's other places I'd rather go back.
He's chatting shit. We wouldn't come back unless someone flew us here.
What? Unless what was?
I wouldn't pay to come back. Would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, there we go.
No, but I'm saying I would come back. I would. I'm not against coming back, but I wouldn't rush to come back.
You think you missed your Pitbull? You missed a worldwide. You think you're gonna get flown out? That's what Rory's trying to be like
New York City.
Oh, I'm gonna lose some audio listeners. I feel like what you're doing is you're like when influencers are like very like careful not to mention that they do or don't like anything in case they get a brand deal. That's what you're doing. You're hoping the LA tourism board
LA could sponsor me. If LA are looking, they could sponsor the podcast.
Yeah, they
you never
could
know.
actually.
LA, if you're listening,
we're actually loving it.
Get on the podcast sponsorship. We'll be there. We'll get to LA. We can live in LA if you want. If you get us a mega house in the hills, we'll do that. We'll film the podcast from there, and you can sponsor it. And we'll say we love LA. We take back, or Holly takes back what she said earlier.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk. So this episode obviously is different because we're filming it not at home in our studio. Please let us know if you like these more relaxed ones. Or also please let us know if you don't like it and you actually prefer the structure of the others, because it's so hard. We're getting sorry.
I'll put my hand up. got
Yeah,
to
you go.
Okay, hand was up. No. What I was going to say is on the negative feedback, keep it private. We don't want anyone to see it. We don't want anyone to think this is actually a lousy podcast. It might be, but just don't let people know. Slide into the DMs, and then we might read it, and we might action it as well.
Yeah, but basically, at the minute, we get half of people being like, "No, we love the structure," and half the people that are like, "No, we like the really like relaxed, chatty one." So,
it's hard
can you please let us know?
All the feedback's so hard to take on because everyone, like, we removed Knickers in a Twist. And quite rightly, there's uproar. Thank God that there are people out there. Thank you so much to everyone that's supported Knickers in a Twist, because I was obviously very upset to see that segment go. I'm doing what I can to bring back the drilling. So one day, I promise you, I can't promise you, I'll try. I promise you I'll try and get it back for at least one episode, because I think people miss it, and it's a real shame that people can't listen to every week.
Should I wait for that fire engine to go by? Can you shut up? We're recording a podcast. Also, sorry guys, recently I've really got into picking my nose. And I think sometimes it leaves a few flakes behind. So if you see them, just ignore it. What we're going to do this week is I'm actually going to also, I've had some feedback that some of you want some of the fuck up Fridays that I do on my Instagram stories of things that people have fucked up this week.
I'd like to request, can I take these sunglasses off yet?
I'm kind of into it.
I'm going to take mine off.
I look
a bit funny.
I do. Okay, we're back.
Oh yeah, life doesn't seem quite as nice with them off.
So these basically fuck up Fridays people send to me, because I go through the things that I've fucked up this week, but I'm about to go through that with you anyway, so we don't need to do it in that order. And then I get people to message me things they've fucked up. Okay, let's start with a small one. Realised my flies had been undone for 4 hours. New student nurse in the office.
Realised my flies had been undone for
4 hours.
Oh my God.
The problem is with that, right, is that people will have 100% have noticed.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're new, that obviously you're just like, this is too awkward to tell them. There should be a new rule with fly etiquette where you just tell someone, like, you have to tell them. I think
it's illegal not to.
Yeah, there should be a rule where you have to tell someone that it's down, because I actually do that. I get a bit of a kick out of telling someone that a fly's down.
But I think, would you tell someone if it was a woman? Because we've got a friend that's always got his flies down. I'm not going to name him, but he knows who he is.
Who, Tony?
No, not him.
Oh.
I'm not naming them.
Oh, right, okay.
I think as a woman, you feel like you shouldn't be looking
there,
a man. So it's hard to say it. Like, do you think with a woman, would you say, oh, your flies are down? Would you be like,
what?
Why are you
So
looking?
There's a woman wearing some jeans. Like, what? And I shouldn't. I mean,
I think it's the autism overthinking
staring at her jeans, am I? I don't know. Maybe people would. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess it could be read the wrong way. But I'd like to think that people. I wouldn't say it's a random person. I wouldn't go up to someone in the world and say, "Hi, your fly's undone." But if it was someone at work,
yeah,
I guess if it's someone's first day at work, you'd have to say it. You'd say, "Excuse me, you're flying low," and you'd have to have some pitter patter, and then that would break the ice, and then that would make you feel more relaxed.
Okay, nice.
Because all they've done now is they've gone to the toilet and been like, oh my God. Also, how have they not gone to the toilet for 4 hours?
Yeah, you drink more water.
I mean, yeah, they've actually got a proper job for a start. That's maybe why.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they're doing life-saving because they're a nurse. And you're like, have you not gone for a wee, babe? Took my car for an MOT, but I walked, got there and went up to the desk and said, sorry, I forgot the
car. What? You joking? They forgot the car.
I think that's such an awkward thing to have to go up to the front and admit. Like, wouldn't you just be like, oh, sorry, I'm running late? Like, actually going up there to the till and saying, oh, I can't actually do anything here. It's not here with me.
Oh, but surely wouldn't go, or would you get to the desk and just be like, oh, what would you say? You couldn't say, I forgot the car. I can't imagine you doing it.
I can imagine you doing it.
You could definitely do that.
Like, I did that when I went to Red Bull.
At minimum, you take, yeah. What you do? What, you forgot to take the car?
No, I was in the car and I was in Oxford and had to drive something up to Luton. And it was like rush hour. It was like a 2-hour drive. And they're like, can you take this big, it was like a fridge, but it was like flat packed. Can you take this fridge up there? They need it in this service station. And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went to the like locker where it was, picked it up. I thought, God, it's really light for a fridge, but whatever, it must just be good. Drove the 2 hours up there.
A fridge.
And then arrived, unboxed it in front of the person that I was handing it to. And he was like, this is a picture frame. Like, oh my God, yeah, it is. And he was like, why have you bought me this? And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know. And I had to drive back for 2 hours.
Why were you working as a delivery driver for Red Bull?
We had loads of weird jobs when I worked at Red Bull. That was just like, sometimes you were like going to festivals handing out cans, and sometimes you were going to petrol stations. Like,
to deliver stuff? I think they need to
Yeah.
optimize their supply chain. That doesn't sound like the best way to organize it. Like, why are they asking you, of all people, to deliver something? You're obviously going to take the wrong thing.
Yeah, that is very true. Staying in an Airbnb in Rome, we shared a corridor with another flat. First night I got too tipsy and I got up in the middle of the night to go for a wee. Found myself in the corridor, locked out of our flat and knocking on the wrong door. Completely naked, by the way.
Oh.
The poor Italian lady kept shouting, wrong door. But did that stop me? No. I shouted back, I'm with their boyfriend's name. Boyfriend had to rescue me out the corridor. Thank God he woke up. Anyway, I ended up weeing on the floor out of sheer desperation. The rest of the trip was spent worried we'd bump into them in the corridor. That actually gives me the fear.
Weed on the floor.
She's knocking on the door, being like, let me in, when they're saying wrong door.
What? Oh my God.
That actually gives me the absolute fear.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done the same.
What do you mean? You've done it at uni?
No, I've not. No, I've not done that.
Have you stayed at a girl's house and like
No,
been into the
obviously
wrong
not.
room?
No.
I bet you have.
For you, no.
Did you ever like, I feel like I remember hearing people tell these stories at uni where, say it was one of my friends, they'd go back with the boy, they'd then in the night like be drunk, go to the toilet, then think they're getting back into bed with that same person, but they've actually gone into their roommate's bed instead. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Really?
I have definitely weed in the wrong place. Actually, that just reminded me. I have.
Where?
And so in final year of uni, one of our housemates just bought this new pair of shoes. Well, they were new to him. He got them off eBay. These like
Right.
pair of Adidas. They were like none of us liked them. We gave him some abuse about them. Anyway, I fell asleep in my mate's bedroom, who was on the floor below me,
Right.
and then from my bedroom, the toilet was usually just round the corner.
Yeah.
So anyway, I must have woken
Why
up
were
in
you
the
in
night.
his bed?
I have no idea. I can't remember how that happened.
Right.
So I wake up in his bed. I don't know. Anyway, and then I walk out his room. I do the walk that I would have done to the toilet.
Yeah.
But I'm like half asleep. Don't know what's going on. The end point for where the toilet would have been on my floor happened to be Thomas's new shoes. So I ended up just completely drenching them in piss. And then, like, the next morning, he's like, who's pissed in my shoes? And then we worked out it was me. And I was like, I'm sorry about that.
I know that we worked
But-
out like it was a group. It was like you're playing Cluedo, and then you were like, "Oh shit, it's actually me."
But I was obviously the most. I can't remember doing it, but I was the most likely candidate, having been where I'd slept and the position of the shoes relative to the room.
Nice. I'm pleased that you've shared that story. This is actually very similar. Visited my bestie. She just moved in, so I don't know the place well. She gave me her keys to go grocery shopping for dinner while she was in an online meeting. Realised on the way that I'd lost an AirPod, started frantically looking for it in the street. Went back to check at hers. Ended up trying to enter someone else's house with the same door colour. Key wouldn't work. The guy opened. I got in, only to realise it was the wrong house and I was barging into a stranger's home. Profusely apologised and walked out.
Oh.
Like, the fact that stranger just out of awkwardness just said like, yeah, I feel like that's something I do. I'd feel too awkward to say to someone,
Yeah.
this actually isn't your house. I'd be like, "Look, fine, yeah, hopefully they are coming back soon." And then I would just move out. I'd pack my stuff and I'd move out.
Oh yeah,
I'd be
yeah.
like,
Come
"You
in,
can
yeah.
live
No,
here."
make yourself at home. I'm so sorry. I'm here. Like, let me get out. Let me just like get some of my stuff together.
Yeah.
Sorry about the mess.
Yeah. Let me just make sure there's no skids in the toilet.
Oh yeah, there definitely will be.
Oh, shut up.
Skidders.
This sounds like something that would very much happen to us. Got a Nintendo Sports last weekend at the age of 31. Never had anything like this as a child, and I was so excited. Played my little heart out on every game. It's now Friday, and my back still hasn't recovered.
What? Wii Sport or something else?
Nintendo Sport.
What's that? Is
That's
that?
like Wii Sport, but with the Switch.
Oh, it's a new thing.
Yeah,
Oh right.
it's the same
I thought you
vibe.
meant they were just doing like Wii Sport, where you'd literally just flick your wrist like that.
It's similar.
You're-
That's
Oh,
what it is.
what?
It's doing that, but with
But
the
you
Switch.
didn't
So
have
like
to move. You
doing the
just-
bat and stuff
No,
like
you
that.
don't-
They must have got their
Yeah, but
back
you don't
out.
even have to do that. You just flick your wrist. All of them, the baseball, flick the wrist. Bowling, flick. You don't need to stand up and do anything.
Yeah, but
How
I
they-
would. They're probably a bit like me. I took those games literally and I was doing the
You were
whole
doing the actual-
backspin,
yeah,
whereas
no.
you're being a bit of a smart ass, being like, when it actually doesn't recognise the whole swing, so all
Yeah,
you've got to do is
exactly.
that. Just job's worth taking the joy out of it.
Because that's the cater for people that have got shorter arms. So it's just assuming that you've got a short arm and you're moving it.
God, you're so
back to front
boring.
really quickly.
Yeah, only you would think like that. It's just such a killjoy
I was
knowing
so
that
good
shit.
at Wii Sports. I actually absolutely love Wii Sports. When you learn like all the different cheat codes for each of them, and you're just unbeatable. Tennis, I was absolutely unbeatable.
Saying your shit in
Bowling, I
person.
could strike every single time. Baseball, oh my god, yeah. Anyway, golf was harder to master. Actually, I wasn't that good at the golf.
Yeah, like real life.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll finish on this one. Got introduced to my boss's wife, and I was so nervous. I said my name was her name instead. I feel like Rory's got a good story for this when he's done this.
No, I haven't done that.
No,
I've never done that. No. What happened to me was completely the other way round. No, they've, yeah, it's their fault. In my situation,
Can I just say, watching Rory in the wild is one of my favourite things because he does this thing when he doesn't, like, if I don't get something that someone says, I just go like, oh, sorry, what? Or like, I would react. Rory does this like buffering. Like, you might see it sometimes.
I do a bit of buffering.
Before he talks, he buffers and then he goes, and it just makes everything he does more funny because it's like it's Peep Show and he's got his own like fourth wall breaking point. But yeah. This is
this is nothing like what
situation.
Holly's just spoken about. So what happened to me was when we moved into our house, we got some carpets, and I was texting this guy. He was called Nigel, and then anyway, Nigel comes around with the book of carpets for us to like choose which one we wanted. And then get a knock on the door. I open it and go, "Oh, Nigel." He goes, "No, I'm Nigel." I was like, yeah, no, I know you're Nigel. That's why I said Nigel. I wasn't saying I'm Nigel. I was saying you're. Oh, it's just horribly awkward. So what I just said there out loud, I didn't say out loud.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hearing this from the.
I think I was just like, oh yeah, of course. Anyway, and then just awkwardly like ushered him in. Yeah, it wasn't enjoyable. But it's like, how has he come out on top of that situation? He's the one being awkward. I've then just felt too bad for him and just awkwarded out and just been like, okay, fine, yeah, if you're Nigel. Of course, I'm not Nigel.
In that situation, would you not go, haha, yeah, no, sorry, I was saying hi, Nigel. Why
It's just like too much effort.
That?
I don't have like the energy to expend effort on that kind of thing. Like I'm just like it's much less effort for me just to be like, okay, fine, whatever. Like let him think he's won. Like why do I need to correct him?
To win. Like, so you've gone, oh, Nigel. He's gone, no, I'm Nigel, and then you've just gone, yeah. That's so like,
I think I was just about, oh yeah. Well, do you want to come in? It's just unneeded conversation. I can't be bothered to be like, oh, no. What I was saying was this, and you said like, who cares? Like, let's get on with it. I want to see. I'm here for the carpets. I'm not here to make mates with you, Nige.
This is why I talk. Sorry if I ever talk over Rory on this podcast. It's because he does his weird buffering and it throws everything off. Like sometimes there's honestly still moments between me and you. You haven't got something that is actually awkward, and I'm like, it shouldn't be awkward between me and you, but there is moments where I ask you a question, you're not getting it, and you make it awkward, and I'm like, how are me and you having an awkward moment right now?
What? Oh yeah.
No, stop. That's giving me flashbacks to probably this morning. So yeah, I hope if you enjoyed. Sorry, you must think. Can you stop saying after every second you enjoy it? But
what are you asking now?
I want to know if you all like that Fuck Up Friday because I actually think that's a really good addition to the pod.
Yeah, I liked that. I did actually enjoy that section. That was really good.
Okay, you a parrot?
I know we're not tooting either of our horns. We're actually tooting our listeners and viewers.
Yeah, true.
And the submitters of the fuffs.
Pardon.
The fuff.
Oh, the fuff. Yeah, Fuck Up Friday. Yeah, that's pretty cool, the fuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds a bit like muff. That's the first thing I thought of.
Well,
but whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Not me.
I think we need to go chronologically. I think we just talk about funny things that happen.
Yeah, but I just thought it's easier to follow.
Yeah, I know, but I think we'd just be like, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Well, you put your arm around me. Hello? You flirting?
No.
Okay, now we're going to go through what's happened so far on this mega trip to LA.
And, yeah, how lousy it might have been.
Where do you think we start?
Maybe when we hopped off the plane at LAX.
Yeah.
So, yeah, LA. So, the first few days was the Adobe stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that was while I was very much interning and getting told, No, I'm joking. They were being very accommodating, but there were instances where the influencers were allowed in places and Mr. Intern was not.
Like what? But I didn't go in any of those spaces.
Yeah, right.
I don't think I didn't.
You don't exactly. She doesn't think that she didn't. So what does that mean? The double
It is-
negative means you did.
It is actually crazy though when you're somewhere like Influence the Wild. It's like Influence in the Wild. Like there was this like big launch thing, and we went to walk through this path, and like this red light was flashing. It was like Squid Games, and suddenly it was like everyone got their swords out ready for battle, but it was just their phones to film.
Oh yeah, that was
and it
interesting.
Was like the zombies walking along, and then me and Rory were like, "But why are we? Who cares about this exact moment?" Like I understood like filming bits of like Adobe or like the cool conferences or the cool things that were coming out, but I was like, "Who gives a shit that you're walking through a walkway?"
Well, at this event, actually, very similar to like Holly saying watching me in the wild, and I did have quite an awkward interaction where we went up to like the food stand, and we were like looking at it. We couldn't quite work out what it was. We thought it was like a cheese toasty or something, and then this lady next to me, just bearing in mind like there are people at this conference from all over the world, all nationalities, but I guess like all the talks, everything's given in English.
Yeah.
So everyone there does speak English. So you just assume that you'd speak to people in English.
Oh my God, yeah.
This lady just turns to me, starts just out of nowhere, starts talking to me in German. But because I did German at school. I do like know bits of German, and like what she said to me, I understood. So I was just like, because I was like really jet lagged. We just like got there. I had no sleep. It'd been a really long day, and then I was like, what happened? Like, why am I suddenly in this conversation? Like, why is this lady talking to me in German? I've never.
Am I dreaming this?
Yeah, I didn't say I was like. There was no reason for her to think I was German whatsoever. She just started talking German to me, and I just, I did very much stop and buffer because I was like, "What on earth?" Like, she said, like "Es ist lecker." Like she was like saying it is.
So we were looking at these sandwiches. And did she say what it was in German or not?
She was just like, nothing. No, she said it's delicious in German. And I was just like, okay, yeah. Like, I was just like, what? Yeah, okay. She's just talking, but why I couldn't work out why she said it to me in German. And
then you said, oh, yeah. Is it? Didn't you speak to her back in English?
Yeah. I wasn't in German mode. I wasn't talking German. It took me a while to get brain into speaking German. Trying to think, oh, maybe he was German. Then maybe he was just like being a bit awkward. Yeah, maybe just a bit of an awkward German guy. So she can maybe go off to her friends and be like, yeah, I met this weird German guy. Like he was speaking German and then like flicking into English, and like he was just all over the place.
But I think what made it fun, like I think what is missing, what we're explaining, is the amount of German she was speaking. Like it wasn't like it started off with one word, like sorry, I don't know German, but what did you say?
I think she was just like, yeah, es ist lecker. Like
so that was that, and that was fine. And Roy was like, oh, okay, in English. And then she came back with a full-blown German sentence. Rory's still not looking. And then I think you said pardon.
Yeah.
And then she gave you another full sentence. And rather than Rory, which the normal person would just be like, oh, sorry, I don't speak German. Rory just looks at me as if I was going to
yeah, it's Holly.
Like,
you can usually... You're usually better at understanding people. I've got really bad hearing, so I was like, maybe
the lowest grade
I didn't know what was
for
going
languages. I did IT as a language at GCSE.
No good. I thought maybe Holly's hearing will like help us.
And then there was this horrible silent moment. She's just said her big monologue in German. You're looking at me. I'm looking at you, and no one's getting it.
Yeah,
it was horrible. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny and horrific.
Yeah, that was
made me sweat.
Funny. Yeah, me too. And what else did we get up to the conference? I mean, there was also the situation where there's like at least 10,000 people there, probably more.
Yeah.
And it's very business. You know, everyone's there, serious business. They're there to do business, and then Holly's there just to do some videos. Holly, as we were walking around, kept trying to grab my hand to hold hands with me. And I kept batting her off, and I could like feel her.
You were subtly batting me off. Like
I didn't want to say to her like, you shouldn't be doing this at a work thing. Like there's not a single other person that's going to be walking around holding hands. We're going to get so many looks. Like people are going, why are they holding hands? Are they going to start snogging?
I wish. But I didn't understand. I didn't actually at the time, because it was a creative conference. I thought maybe couples would come to this because they'd be interested in Photoshop. Like if I, as an average person, if that was on in London, I would go. Like because I would be interested, and I would probably go with you. So I would hold your hand. But anyway, I put a video on it on TikTok, and everyone said that we probably looked like colleagues that were having an affair.
Yeah. It very much looked like that.
That is the opposite of what I was going for.
Like when we were sat watching the talks, Holly would like lean on my shoulder and stuff. I could feel everyone watching. I mean, like, Ooh, what are those? It just wasn't the right look. If
But
you're
the
at a
problem
conference,
was you
shouldn't
didn't
be
just
doing
say that to me. I had to say at the end of the day, is something up? Like, are we going through something? Why are you not holding my hand? And then he comes out with it then. Like, why would you not just say to me? This is what I mean with Rory being awkward. Just say what you want to say. Stop dancing around it. Because Rory, at the end of the day, when
I didn't want to
squeezed out
upset
of
you,
him,
though. I didn't want to say, look, I
that was
don't
more
want to hold
upsetting
hands.
that I was getting rejected all day. If you said, babe, we're in a business setting, stop trying to hold my
I was
hand.
just trying to ghost you, though. I was like trying to
I know, it was
slowly
weird.
ghost you
I
from
was
holding
getting
hands
ghosted
to the point where you thought,
in
oh,
LA.
maybe we should, I didn't want to actually address it, really.
Yeah, but things don't clock in my head. I just keep trying until it works. Do you know what I mean? I don't really take hints.
Yeah,
I need
agreed.
clear communication of stop trying to hold my hand. Anyway, then we shagged in the toilets and everything was fine. Sorry, it was so crude. It's because
That is disgusting. We didn't do that.
obviously not.
I don't know. People might believe
there was
it.
no way. Also, we were so jet lagged. We honestly did not have a thought between us. There was no way that we could have. There's just sorry, I don't know why I'm talking about that.
Is there anything else conference related you want to talk about, or I've got some other things?
Another thing I've realised about myself is that I'm not aware of how old I am. So in my head, if someone is like 21 to 27, we're the same age. Like I am very much like these are my peers, like these are my people. Like we're in the same stage of life. We've just moved out from home. Like we're just meeting our like partners, and we're just finding our feet, and we still talk about uni like it was yesterday. Do you know what I mean? So I go down to meet the other influencers that are from the UK, and I'm like, hey guys, like, how are you? Like, and they're like, oh, we've just been to Venice Beach. And I was like, oh, you should have invited me. Like, where are we all going tonight? Like, what's the vibe? Like being very chatty, like getting in there with the squad. Then they walk off. Rory was like, they probably thought, who is this old woman that is like trying to hang out with us?
I could hear them saying, they were like, she looks a bit haggard.
No, you're so can't say that. I told you you're going to get people commenting being like, that's so mean, you're make Connie so sensitive.
It's a joke.
But I just think it's so funny that I've got no concept that I'm not still in my 20s. Like, I'm 31. Like these people were looking at me like she could be my mum.
Yeah. That you're well past being like
their peer.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like being able to socialize with people that age, not because like you're any better or more mature than them. It's more that it's like you don't have the energy. Like we've not been like, we don't stay out late. Like we were going to bed at like 9 p.m. every night. They were going off to the beach all day, and then they were like going on these big nights out. We'd go and like have 1 or 2 drinks, and then we'd be in bed. Like you just haven't got it in the tank to hang around with them.
No, I know.
You don't want to lead them on and think, all right, maybe she's quite fun. Like
I know, I don't want to lead them because I'm not fun.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. I had this big realization of, oh my God, I can't actually believe. Like when I was 21 to like 26 and I met someone that's 31, I was like, oh my goodness, shouldn't you be like mothering a child, or shouldn't you be a CEO or in an office, or like doing business, or like having your shit together? Like, why are you in dungarees, you weirdo? Like I remember speaking to 31-year-olds and being like,
when I first started work, when anyone was like 30, I was like, they are a proper adult.
And you were like, and you just think you're interrupting my day. Like, why are you talking to me? Like, can you just go away? Which is obviously what these people thought, but obviously there I am thinking I'm literally their mate. It's a weird feeling being like, oh my God, like people be like, oh, I've just graduated Brooks Uni. And I'm like, same. And I'm like, oh my God, I was at uni over 10 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago for you.
It's horrific. It's absolutely horrifying. What's annoying is I've got all the age, but I've got none of the wisdom or like the good shit that comes with being older.
You're just tired.
Yeah,
just can't be asked to do anything.
I'm just tired. How am I still anxious and crying all the time?
Overwhelmed, overstimulated by everything.
Yeah, and I'm just like, everything's like gravity is just pulling on everything. That's all I've got, and I've got piles. Like, there's no positives to being older. Do you know what I mean? Everything's just hanging out or hanging down.
Why can't I say you're looking haggard if you're now saying that gravity's pulling on everything?
Because I'm allowed to say it, but you're not. And because people...
Yeah, but you'd say it to me.
No, I know, but I said this story actually the other day because we were taking the piss out of each other, and he said, oh, it was when I was trying to be a broccoli in that YouTube video, and you said, oh... you look like you're past it, you're past your time or whatever. And we would joke about that because this is more of a serious point actually, randomly, but I feel quite lucky that I'm not too bothered about looking older because I don't put too much of my worth in what I look like. I love looking nice sometimes. I love doing my makeup, but I am not particularly bothered by what I look like day to day. I wouldn't really be particularly offended if someone thought that I didn't look good. And it's not, I'm very bothered about whether people like me, but I'm luckily and I've really trained myself to not be bothered too much about what I look like. But I mean, I caveat that because obviously I do things like I do my hair and I get my eyebrows dyed and stuff. But in general, I'm not bothered about looking older. Yeah, the hair's for you. I'm not that bothered about looking older. And I'm hoping I wouldn't be surprised maybe if I did Botox in like my 40s and 50s. But at this point, I'm very grateful that I am someone that can get older, right? So that's why we can joke about these things because I obviously don't care about that. Whereas I know a lot of women are very sensitive, mainly because like the patriarchy, about looking older because so much of our worth is put on what we look like, even subconsciously. Sorry, I don't know why I've just suddenly given that speech, but I get worried when you. Do you know what the problem is? Being an influencer.
I'm joking, though.
I know, but I do think as being a creator, I am so concerned about ever putting the wrong message out that everything I say I almost have to caveat, which is stupid. Like some of the things I worry about Rory's like, that is insane. But I know that people are desperate to see a creator do something bad. So I'm like paranoid. I have dreams that like things that like someone has made up that I've done something and it's gone viral and then I'm screwed. Like, so yeah. Anyway, sorry. Going back to being funny again. I thought that'd just be interesting. I think a lot of people, maybe they wouldn't find that interesting, but I just think some of the behind the scenes of this job could be a bit interesting. Whoa. International
We're already
love.
40 minutes, by the way.
Oh, shit.
So we don't actually need to do that much more.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, this is low on battery.
So in the hotel that we stayed in, there was it was the one that was in downtown by the event it was quite a small room. I think it's in quite a built up area. So basically you had the bed. You didn't have anywhere like wardrobes and stuff, so our room was covered in our shit. And then the bar.
There actually wasn't a wardrobe. There was one hanger on the wall if you wanted to hang one thing up. Other than that, so we
couldn't decide who got it, so neither of us got it.
And Holly's obviously also brought absolutely every single one of her possessions with her. So plus bought loads more here. So there was literally you couldn't walk around the room.
Bought loads. I bought one T-shirt from Gap and a hat.
I bought you the cap as well.
Yeah, you did. Oh, you just said that so you could show off.
Very kind of me.
Yeah,
see?
You're trying to get in one of those carousels, things my boyfriend does.
Exactly. You were talking about, buy you flowers, I buy you caps. I get everything for you.
Yeah, whatever. So in this hotel room, the room is so small, there's not a separate bathroom. So there is a sliding door for the toilet, a sliding door for the shower, but then the sink is in the room. These sliding doors are also, is it translucent when you can see through them? But
translucent, yeah, exactly.
They're translucent, okay? If you're going somewhere and you're in a new relationship or you're going with a friend or whatever, I would not suggest this hotel, the Moxie Downtown. If you're together and you're comfortable, you're fine.
What if they want to sponsor us?
I had because I actually enjoyed this experience. Okay, so I would stay there again so I could experience this again because it was very entertaining and it was a first for me. And I don't have many firsts at the age of 31. So I walked in from the gym, obviously just been lifting serious tin, getting that 8-pack going.
Yeah.
I walk in, I turn to my left, and for the first time in my life, I saw Rory taking a shit.
What? You've never seen me do one?
No, I've never seen you actually sat on the toilet. I've known you were going to do one. I've been in our bedroom when you're doing one. I've heard it a million times.
You've never smelt it though.
Oh my God. But for the first time in my life, through the translucent thing, I actually saw you sat down and I could see your pants and your socks and your feet around your ankle.
My feet around my ankles.
I could see your pants around your ankle and you sat there and I thought that is a novel experience that I don't think I'm going to have again for a very long time.
So is it one you enjoyed? You liked seeing me sat on the toilet?
You looked very vulnerable. Like I just thought it was quite entertaining. That I think it's quite funny that you were like a consultant, you're a big businessman and like you're quite serious and quite awkward and quite got it together, but you're still someone that has to sit down and pull your pants down.
Maybe I didn't used to do that though when I was doing business. Now I'm the intern, maybe I do.
Do you think you're just doing them like stood up? They're just sliding out. I just quite enjoyed that. I just thought this is a novel experience. There's nothing he can do. Like I can stand here the whole time. He's already got going, so he can't stop me from looking.
Also, the issue with that, with it being translucent and also like pretty much being in the bedroom, is I do wake up in the night to go for a wee, and the room was completely pitch black. So, and I couldn't turn the light on. I couldn't turn the light on in the night because otherwise it literally would have woken Holly up. So I was doing sit down wheeze as well the whole time we were there. I've never done sit down wheeze before, but every night I'd get up and have to sit down on the toilet.
Was it quite nice? Quite relaxing?
Not really. No, because it was
you
like
kind of stay asleep. You're still like in that position a little bit.
No. I think I prefer the stand up. It was a novel experience again, as you say, but not sure it's one I want to keep doing.
Okay.
So once we'd been to the event, we go to stay in another place, but we were like, let's hire a car. That'll be cool. We can drive around LA in a car. Hadn't really thought through the fact that we're in this massive city. Neither of us have ever driven in America. There was a lot of rules basically that we didn't understand. So we're driving, we're in an Uber to pick up the car, and I suddenly think like, oh my God, like, because we've been driving around in LA in Ubers or whatever, and there was a lot of signs,
so confusing,
a lot of lights, a lot of lanes, and a lot of beeping. And I thought I'm gonna have to do a quick Google to see what the rules are here. Turns out there's like a million different rules. Why have America got so many random rules? Obviously they're driving on the wrong side for a start,
and all these rules are shit,
and they've just got so many random rules. So I just like ask Google. I was like, what things do I need to consider? I hadn't even told it we were in LA. It says, in particular, if you're in LA, beware. The drivers there are like really angry and road ragey. Be prepared to get honked. Be prepared for no one to indicate.
Drive defensively, that was it.
Yeah, drive
it?
defensively. Everyone's going to be aggressive. I was like, what? So I was like, turns out we're in the one place in the US, which is the worst place to drive. So you're going to pick up this car.
And Rory's learnt this, 4 minutes before we're about to drive in? He is like going through this highway code.
It's like you can turn right on a red light. Like, what? Why am I going on a red light? And it's like, unless you're not allowed to at the set of lights. I'm like, how am I meant to know if I'm allowed to or not allowed to? So every time, anyway, pick up the car. I'm just like panicking. Every like stop sign, everything that's going on is just so scary. I'm stressed. Holly's actually getting even more stressed than me, because I think she's just like, she knows I'm stressed and I don't really know what I'm doing. She's not in control. Neither is in control. And we're on this like...
Because you're always the buffer of my stress. Like, I get very stressed, but you're not easily spooked, right? But when I know that my support network is also on fire, I am doubly on fire. It's just like we've got this Mustang, which we thought was going to be sick, get loads of pictures. It was going to be really
we'd also
cool.
got a convertible sports car. It's just so dumb.
And then we get in the car and we're like, this isn't funny anymore because we actually have to drive this.
Yeah, I couldn't even turn it on for ages. We were sat I was like, I hope the guy doesn't come back over to me. We were sat there for so long, and I was like, I had no idea how to turn the car on. It was so embarrassing.
And then we did get it on, but we were also driving at a snail's pace because we're both shit scared in the Mustang.
I actually did it was like a 50-minute journey, did the whole thing without getting beeped until the last minute. I had to turn, the final turn. I didn't the thing's red. I'm trying to turn, it's red. And then the guy behind me starts beeping. I'm like, okay, it appears I'm meant to go now.
That's what we were using as like the gauge of like whether we can go. Like if we're getting honked, we're probably all right.
Yeah.
Then it was my turn.
Yeah, so then I got us there unscathed, did a couple of it, and then I said to Holly, do you want to go? And she was like, not sure.
I was shit scared.
And then I said, okay, I'll drive us. I drove us to a really quiet bit where there was no signs, there was no lights.
Yeah.
It was in this really quiet, like, residential neighborhood. And then I let Holly have a go. I think we did one turn, actually fine.
Yeah.
Second turn right, and she's midway through this turn says, what side of the road am I on? What side of the road? I'm like, the same side. Why would you change the side of the road that you were just on? She goes to the complete wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
I'm panicking. Thankfully, there's no car like immediately coming for a head-on collision. She veers back onto the right side of the road, and then we quickly stopped, got out, and swapped.
I actually have realised something about myself, and that is that I am not built to enjoy things. Like, on the whole, when people say like, oh, I'm so excited to do this, I'm so excited to do this. I didn't realise that people were actually feeling that. Like, everything I do, I'm just waiting for it to be over or waiting for it to be done. Like, even we're on this mega trip, like I woke up this morning and I'm having a good time, but I think to myself, oh, I'll be going home in 4 days. I just think,
all those
good.
People that are our very kind listeners and watching us, I'm sure a lot of them will be very jealous that you're here.
Yeah. No, I'm saying this.
And they're going to be like, get me there. I'll show Rory a good time.
Will they?
No, not like that. Sorry, I more meant like going for a big night out or something. Sorry, I definitely didn't mean it in that way. I didn't mean it like
Move
that.
out of the way,
God, I'm
Holly.
getting clipped.
I'm going to show
I'm
him
getting
a good
so
time.
clipped.
You
I think I'm
deserve
going
a
red.
clip
I did
there.
not mean that.
That is so embarrassing.
I didn't. But what they?
He's like
Oh,
you're
I'm
like
panicking now.
Yeah, you're like the Prime Minister if he's done something wrong.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm getting interrogated by Paxman.
Who's Paxman?
Jeremy Paxman.
Who's that?
Used to do interviews, journalist.
Oh, right. Boring. Unless he wants to sponsor the pod, then Jeremy, do we like him? Is he good or bad?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just skip over that bit. But yeah, I've noticed, and I mean this, I'm not, and I don't have to say this about sounding ungrateful, because I get that it must sound ungrateful, and I don't want to feel this way. I still enjoy things. I still like that I'm here. I still like the things that I'm up to, but I'm always looking forward to going home. And I don't I think it'll be my wedding day, and I will still be like, I can go home and come back. It's like, it's like I'm a magnet and I'm drawn to being at home and then not being anything going on, regardless of what it is, right? So that's one thing I've noticed about myself. I can be taken anywhere, but I don't inherently enjoy things. The things that I enjoy is coming back from things. And I love having the memory of things, but I don't actually enjoy them. But we got to our hotel. So we were in downtown with Adobe, and then we went to Santa Monica, and we stayed in this hotel, and we got there and there was room, like the bathroom had like a door, and I was like, oh my God, there's room to breathe. This is so nice. And then the best bit, right? Walked down one floor to go and look at what the gym was
This is so
like.
getting cut. I know what Holly's talking about, and it's the most, I can't believe you dare to say things that I say are boring when you're about to speak about what you're about to speak about.
I think my people here, I think you're going to get this. We got down to the fitness bit, and next to it was a guest laundry room, and I was like, what the hell is that? Get me in there. I was like, Rory, give me the card. I beeped on and went in, and there was 2 washing machines and 2 dryers, so you could do your own washing while you're away. Now, for some of you that follow me, you'll know how much I love doing washing. Like, that is my job at home. I love that I've got a job. I love the repetitiveness of it. I love the routine of it. I feel like a proper sim. My favourite sim expansion pack is the laundry pack. I love putting things in the wash, and then the thought of having an American dryer, I was like, this makes the whole trip worth it. So I got the app, I put my money down on it. I spent $40, I think, on washing in there.
Yeah, you did spend a lot.
And I washed all my shit. I did a whitewash, I did a coloured wash. And then I was down there, I had the timer on my thing, so I go back up to the hotel room, I could get it again, I could fill it all in, I could get it all out, I could fold it all nicely, and I was having a fucking blast. Rory was like, I'm pleased you've had your chill day, but I refuse to spend tomorrow sat in this hotel room when we're in LA, Holly. Like, get a grip. And I was like, I just needed a recharge, just needed some normality. And it was just a dream. I had tofu for dinner. I did a wash.
Can I just talk about...
And I had the best day.
Can I talk about why we were actually doing the wash?
Yeah.
What the reason for the wash was?
Oh my God.
Yeah, the reason we were doing the wash is because Holly, in her wisdom, had decided we'd dress up for some unknown reason as broccoli for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
A bit spooky, it makes you so gassy.
It's not
It's a bit scary. If you eat it too late at night, it's going to
how you landed
honk.
on that. You asked people for recommendations. You spent days researching it, and for some reason you land on broccoli. Anyway, part of this broccoli outfit was painting ourselves.
We'll insert a picture here.
Yeah. And we basically had to paint ourselves green, like a lot of this green paint.
We didn't have to do a lot. It was a little brush. It came with a stick.
Well, there was no
I left Rory
instructions. Holly just said, put it
unattended.
on. Anyway, I actually just completely caked myself in green, where I had like
So
an inch thick
heavy-handed.
of green all over me. I was like the Hulk. I was like the mask, whatever. I was neon green.
It's like when people have got a toddler and they find their makeup bag and they get their lipstick. Like, Rory must have been shoving it almost into his veins. Like, he's like, I've nearly run out. I was like, that stick is meant to be enough for the 2 of us. How can you have nearly run out? I looked at him. Rory was wet with this paint. Like, I have never seen something so opaquely green in my life. And he'd rubbed it in his eyebrows. He'd rubbed it in his beard. He might as well have rubbed it in his eyeballs. I was like, was there no, like, you're so smart. What the fuck happened when you were putting that on?
Anyway, look,
We
it
went on
wasn't
the
my
night
fault
out.
because Holly bought this paint, which which I'd caked myself in.
Yeah, that's not my fault that you went balls to
We
the
then
wall.
go out for a pizza dressed as broccoli, which is a bit weird. There's a lot of people around us not in any sort of fancy dress whatsoever. We're just at this nice bar dressed as a broccoli, completely.
And also, nobody knew that we were broccoli.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "What
No one
are
was
you?"
even interacting with us because
No
they thought
one was.
no one was like, "Oh, what are you dressed as?" They
No.
were just like looking at us like, "What are those two doing?"
No one was laughing, which made it you felt like you were just in the way, like we were killing the vibe of the bar.
It just wasn't good. And then it got even worse. So we get back.
We both had a headache. We had one
we
drink.
had a headache. It was long. I had 2 drinks actually, just to try and get myself through it. Anyway, we eventually get back, splitting headache, ready to go to bed. I'm like, right, I'm just going to quickly wash this green off me. I'm in the shower for like at least half an hour. And I'm just getting nowhere. I'm trying to wash it off, but it's just moving it around. And then I'm just getting, like, by touching my arms, I'm then getting it all over, like, my belly. So I'm then just have it in places where it wasn't even applied. Yeah. So my body is now just completely green, and as is the shower. Anyway, God knows how much later, I asked Holly to, like, come and help me. She suggests using some of the flannels. Yeah. That gets it a bit off, but my arms, and even now, are still green.
He's still got a slight jaundice twinge.
Yeah, so then Holly washes hers off. We then see that the towels we've then used are all completely green. The shower is green. The floor's green. The doors, the walls, everything's green. Everything that we've gone anywhere near is gone completely green. So then we're like, well, we can't do, like, we can't ruin...
We want to get a deposit back.
Yeah, we can't ruin the hotel room. So then for the next day, we have to put the don't disturb sign on the door so that the maids couldn't come in. And then
they
that's
kept coming to the door, didn't they? And we were like, no, sorry. They must have been like, what are you two doing just festering in that room?
Yeah, so then that next day, getting back to the laundry, we then were like, well, we're going to have to wash all of these towels and sheets and stuff just to make sure that they're not completely green. So that's why I got behind the laundry, because I was like, right, we do need to do this. So that was the first wash, and it did work.
That's how we spent our so we had 3 days in Santa Monica, and we spent our Saturday going to Target, we had to buy baby oil because that was the only thing that washed
we Googled that
this
was what would clean it
oil-based
out.
face paint. And I just think, like, people are going to think that the baby oil is lube, right? And I was like, Joe, that's absolutely fair. But, like, we get into Target, I'm sure we can just pick up the baby oil and just fuck off. We get in there. In Target, everything has got, like, a key, and you have to get someone to come over to open it for you. So we have to say, oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, do you mind getting that? That baby oil. Yeah, thank you. Pick that up. I'm thinking we need to mention a child. Neither of us remember to do that. We then go over, get the laundry detergent. That's fine. We come back. We have our big day of scrubbing. Yeah,
so we have to get a load of cloths, everything, because everything's green.
Sponges.
So we're just having to clean. We spent a whole day in LA cleaning a hotel room and doing washing. I was like, why have we come all the way to LA to do this?
And then I was like, oh, I feel really embarrassed about this baby oil, but we might still need to clean some more off tomorrow, so there's no point binning it yet. So I thought, no, because the cleaner, this is the next day, is going to now like clean our room. So I was like, I'll hide it right at the back under the sink. But I didn't realise that isn't actually empty space, because that's obviously where the
towels.
6
That's where the towels
go.
had been, yeah.
But because we hadn't had any towels left there, because we made them all green, so they were all like hanging up, washing and drying. I hadn't thought about that. So we went out for the day, came back. She'd got the baby oil but right at the back of the sink, and put it right on the sink to be a bit like lube head. I know what you're doing.
Lube head.
I was like, I'm not even a lube head. I'm a green shower head. And then that was that.
Yeah, but we did a good clean in the end. It was all worth it, kind of.
Also, this is the final point. Rory went for a swim in Santa Monica, and then literally that evening, I was like, not many people were in the sea. I went on TikTok, and there was a video, and it was like locals when they see people getting in the Santa Monica water, and like all the comments were like, that is the most bacteriaed water in the world.
Yeah,
but luckily you survived. Actually,
just about. I did feel pretty grim.
Imagine if you were broccoli and you were getting the shits, like that would have been shit.
But we do need to take that back if LA end up sponsoring the podcast.
If you want to sponsor us, I think actually they've just cleaned it up. I've just heard that. We've given you a load of lousy advice. But we're going to wrap up with what have we learned and what can you take from this if you're planning a big trip coming up.
Yeah, how to avoid having such a lousy time.
Do you want to start?
Well, yeah, number 1.
Don't go with me.
Yeah, exactly. If your partner suggests dressing up, and if that dress up involves getting paint, and if that dress up if the paint involves some sort of oil-based acrylic emulsion that I think is meant for your walls, not for your arms, don't do it, because all you're going to do is you're going to spend days, if not weeks, covered in that colour, and you're going to spend the entire day cleaning your hotel room. So don't do that.
Okay.
That's my one piece of advice of what I've learned is don't paint yourself.
My piece of advice is don't show off when you've not got the credentials to be able to actually pull off a show off. So when we booked that Ford Mustang thinking we were the shit, and then we drove it around at 2 miles an hour getting honked going the wrong way every 3 seconds, that is embarrassing. Don't do that.
And I'd say something I have learned going over that Nigel story and the lady speaking German to me is maybe I should start addressing things with people, like when I should start maybe I should actually think,
Clarity
you know what,
is
maybe
kindness.
it's worth the effort just to try and clarify this, just to try and get over these awkward situations. But I find it difficult because I am buffering, and when I'm buffering I don't think quite as clearly and just think I need to get out of this.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to get out of it is just not to say anything and just like walk off.
Maybe because I go to therapy once a week, maybe if there's 1 week I haven't got much on, I could sub you in and you could speak to her about your buffering if she can help.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good.
I thought more people were going to think that I was cool and sexy having a British accent, but actually no one really cared. That's not really advice, but if like you're here to get some attention, I'm not getting as much as I wanted, so like I probably sack.
I got some.
Oh yeah.
I went to in the last hotel. I was in the lift. I can't remember. I'd gone down to get something or other. Anyway, lift back up with a girl in the lift. She says, I think we were having a bit of lift banter. She didn't realise you had to tap the key card or whatever. She's like, oh,
did you tell if you want to give me a good time, come stay?
No, I didn't say show me a good time. No, I didn't mean it like that. She says, oh, I love your accent. I was like, yeah, you do. Yeah, that was that.
Okay.
She didn't mean it like that, and I didn't mean it like that. I think she just liked my accent.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. Anyway, we're going to go and get out into Las Vegas, which I'm sure is going to bring some brilliant stories for next week for you, which you're going to enjoy.
We'll fill you in next week.
Please let us know if you enjoy this kind of episode that's like more relaxed and us just chatting us through, because I think to me it feels a bit self-indulgent just talking about ourselves. But if it's what you enjoy, then we can happily do this, because we are just living quite in between our lives most of the time.
It was quite a niche theme this week in terms of the lousy, because we do theme each of our episodes. You know, we've had engagement, we've had weddings, we've had like how to find the one, work,
uni.
I think they're quite broad topics. This one, how not to have a lousy time in LA if you're invited on a brand trip. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. If you could please comment on the videos, on the Spotify, on the podcast. If you could follow and subscribe on Spotify or other platforms, that would be absolutely amazing. Holly is about to come in with what she'd like you to do on YouTube, I think.
Oh, I was just going to say, can you rate it as well on YouTube? It would really help. This sounds really cringe me saying this, so bear with me. If you could hype it.
Hype it up.
Apparently, hyping helps small creators climb a ladder board and you get more visibility. And if you could like and comment. Basically, liking and commenting really helps us with the algorithm because it suggests that people are enjoying it. Basically, we had quite a discussion, weirdly, at the conference this week about like how we're going to keep this going.
Yeah.
Because we're just a bit like... But it's frustrating because the statistics are there's so many of you watching. And
we thank you for that.
And we are so grateful. And we're hoping that maybe we can put something together and say to brands like, oh, like, would you like to sponsor this? We've got this here. But I think it's just a really saturated market. But yeah, we're hoping we can keep this going. And yeah, it just means the world so much that you listen to this because we love doing this so much. So yeah. That's the reason we ask you to like and comment stuff, because it helps us so much. And we've actually been told that like our podcast, we get so many comments compared to other ones that I look at. Like,
thanks. And we do love the comments. We love reading them. We love responding to them.
Yeah, it feels like a proper community.
Yes,
like I love that it is an actual two-way thing.
We do very occasionally meet people that say, I love the podcast.
Oh,
and
I
love
so that. Yeah. Like if you ever see
makes
us,
it feel very real.
It honestly fills us with joy. And also recently I had 2 people come up to me and ask for a picture, which never really happens to me. But also where I was like, oh, I'll take it, and they're like, no, we want the Kingtern in it as well. And I was like, oh, go on, Kingtern.
No, I don't think they did. They were just being polite.
He was loving it though.
They were being polite.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening. We love having you here, and like we always say,
don't take our word for it.
Woo! Woo!